and take a look at what the dailies are saying, how they are reporting all of the big stories today. There's one that catches my attention, guys, and it's on the front page of This Nigeria. So I don't know if to call it a 300 million naira question. Should the NBA return the money to Rivers State or not? Well, This Nigeria leads with this one. NBA must return the money immediately. That's speaking to the 300 million naira, which, in case you don't know, it's funny saying during the administration of Fubara, but it's what it is. Before he was suspended, right? 300 million naira was given to the NBA as support towards hosting, the big conference in Rivers State. But the NBA moved it after the sole administrator came in, and the sole administrator said, give us back our money, or give Rivers back its money. And said, no, it's not for hosting right. It's a support. We don't give money like that back. But guess what? Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Adegboruwa, suggested that if the money has been spent, a senior lawyer should come together and donate 1 million naira each. But he thinks that the money should be returned. So
I think the NBA just has a moral burden
to return them.
Just a moral, so that they don't, because I'm seeing political coloration. The NBA is very clear that the government in Rivers State, led by Bokate Bass, is unconstitutional. They are not mincing words. So everybody is now feeling like, oh, are you saying it because you got 300 million? Yes, all of that. So sometimes it's just a moral burden. Sometimes the honor comes with a moral burden. You understand? So sometimes out of moral burden, you do certain things, not because of legal anything. So for instance, me now, I feel there is a moral burden on the judiciary to stop rejecting the gift from executives, like accepting gifts from executives, like building houses, like some wicked does and all of that. There's a moral burden to reject such things, because no matter what you do right, as soon as that is in the coloration, it's going to mess up everything.
But the executive executes. It's not in the law yet for them to have that, freedom to execute
give them their money. Nigeria is a complex state. Do you understand?
Well, I believe that the reason the money was given to the NBA in the first place is because of a gentleman agreement that if we gift you this, then you host the conference in our state, and then all of the economy of the state is enhanced. So if you're deciding to take the conference away, you should return the money.
I just feel there's a moral body.
Yeah, honor, as you say, behoves on the NBA to return the money. And that's the only way that the NBA can have integrity in the eyes of that state government in the first place. Okay. If you're saying that constitutionally your government is illegal, then you return the money, and that confers more legitimacy, even more strength, maybe not legitimacy, on your argument, on your position.
I just feel they should do that. Let's look at The Guardian. The desperate Nigerians lose over 1.7 trillion to Ponzi schemes in 9 years. So Guardian is always breaking it down for us. 5 ways to spot a Ponzi scheme. Mine is quite simple. Anything that is low risk, very high return should just give you the red flag. Low risk, high return is red flag. I say it again, low risk, high return. Because for those of us who look at numbers and follow this, I understand it.
But Jeffrey is high risk. Ponzi scheme is high risk, high return. So, I don't think it's low risk.
The way it is done to endear you. You put in money, 30 days, you get your money back.
I consider it high risk. In fact, it's one of the highest risks for me, because you put in money into something you can't actually see.
Well, low risk in
the way it's analyzed,
a couple of days.
Professional is low risk. So high risk is crypto. So there's high risk, there's medium risk, there's little to no risk.
I get the point.
But why Nigerians would still do Ponzi?
They will do it tomorrow.
After the lessons of MMM in the year 2016, I believe.
Before MMM, Bukola, I remember 2000.
It's symptomatic of a greater problem in the economy, which is a lack of a very low purchasing capacity.
It's been there.
Can I shock you?
People would rather do
they did it in
Ponzi
other
schemes
countries
and even gambling to get quick money.
I remember when
they did it in other countries too.
When I was young, I used to hear one called Umano or something like that. So this thing is, see, when it comes to Ponzi scheme in Nigeria, it's like scooping fuel from falling tanker.
That's a very dangerous way to put it. By the way, our heart goes out to those who have lost money. This is by no means. The chuckle on my face is just a chuckle from my heart. It's not a chuckle as a result of the story. So our heart goes out to you. Should I say we're sorry or wish you the best? But please don't fall for Ponzi.
I just gave them the clue to spot it. So go to The Guardian and get 5 more clues on how to spot Ponzi schemes.
So That's another problem in the polity, by the way.
Well, I go to the next paper.
Not necessarily. While politicians are talking about 2027, you're losing money. There's killing in the North Central, and on the front page of the Nigerian News Direct this morning, there's another bigger problem, which is the evidence of whether or not this administration has delivered on its promises. Inflation inches up to 24.23%. There are a few riders there. Naira dips as foreign investors pull out. Cost of living rises again as price pressures return. The cost of living never went down, and that's why more often than not, for me, some of these figures, indicators of the economy, may just be an academic exercise, because the real problem is in the markets, is in the supermarkets, is in homes, where the stores are diminishing in quantity and quality of those things that would make human life meaningful. The last of the riders, by the way, is that economists warn of looming CBN monetary policy response. Well, that's a big story on the front page of the Nigerian News Direct.
Nigerian Tribune also has that's the same picture which you see, by the way, and it's quite interesting, Jeffrey. That picture shows a newly built Lagos State Commercial Court commissioned by the governor. So this is something from the executive to the judiciary. Is this part of what?
I'm talking about building houses, quarters.
Yeah, but this is
I have been to the quarters. I covered as a reporter. I'm still a reporter at those quarters. My brother,
what's the difference?
If you see what is inside,
it's a house for the judiciary, in any case. But
I'm just saying they are human beings, man.
Certainly. The big story here is emergency rule. Reps inaugurate 21-member committee on rivers oversight. Now, how effective or what bite that committee will have is the big question. But that's it with a look at the front pages this morning. But okay, what are the trends saying, guys?
Let's go to what the trends are saying. Okay, let's get straight to it. Weeping anguish as Basa community of Plateau holds mass burial for the 51 persons that were killed by herders. So let's get straight to it. Joanne O'Neill says, my heart goes out to every family who lost a loved one on senseless violence. Some people really do care about human suffering. It's quite sad.
That sounds like a satire, really, to me, because the reverse would really be what the reality is. But the next thought is from Adegboruwa Tumiji, and you're saying, may God be with the victims' families and console them. What is happening? Plateau is very terrible. What is happening in Plateau, I believe you mean to say, is terrible. It's horrifying. Those people live in constant fear. It's like an ethnic cleansing is going on in Plateau, and it's been on for years. Jos used to be a beautiful tourist state in Nigeria. Seems like that's in the past now.
Well, it should still be, and I think that's why this is very curious. It remains very curious. I had a conversation with a leader from Plateau, and it just segues into this next tweet from Rosenthal. It says, people must come together, chart their course, and defend themselves. Take the war back to them. And he was saying, well, this is tried, but you should see the caliber of weapons that these people come with, right? So it's tough, because the governor, for example, can say, oh, let's buy AK-47s to defend ourselves. The law does not allow that. So it's calling for state police yet again. But that's something we're still going to discuss on the show. But this video, which has been making the rounds of police officers receiving cash gifts from their Chinese bosses, it said, got a lot of people talking. I mean, seeing that video.
Those cannot be their Chinese bosses. Nigerian government employs them.
There you go. So it's important to put that properly in context. It's been reported that it's their boss. No, they're not employed by the Chinese. They're just providing security protection and all. Okay, they're still the police. But it's important to also put it out there, because that's how they act sometimes. This user says, I'm even speechless. That's Bulwark. Police officers in full regalia, combat ready, receiving money like peasants, he says.
Well, I'm wondering, is this also, you know, a kind of VIP deployment, particularly when you consider the police-to-people ratio in the country, which is, you know, not adequate to meet the UN recommendation. So how many people have been deployed to guard VIPs, who are foreign nationals, behind, you know, those who have been deployed to guarding VIPs, I mean, in the corridors of power, the legislature, the executive, and maybe even the judiciary. This doesn't look good at all.
Well, I'm wondering why they had to film it. That's another career. I don't know, why was it recorded?
So let me play the advocate.
Why was it recorded?
What if it's some sort of appreciation? Say thank you for safeguarding our lives. Take this, buy drink.
I think we should understand the story before we reach our conclusions.
That's what I'm talking
about. But
I'm
just worried about this kind of deployment. I'm counting now. There are about maybe 15 police officers there. How many police officers are in communities where they need them the most?
Okay.
So the Inspector General of the Police should, put out an explanation about this kind of deployment of police officers to guarding foreign nationals. If that is the case, then the police has more, answers, more questions coming through for them.
Okay. We understand they've been summoned. That's the IGP has summoned the provost of one police mobile force, Kaduna, and DSP Aliyu Adegboruwa to, appear and explain this. So we'll stay with that and get the details.
All right, so that's as much you can take from what you're saying. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, the first conversation will be around the Ponzi scheme. Yes, Nigerians have lost, we understand, about $800 million. That's about 1.something trillion or so. That's the number we've heard from
over the years now.
Over the years, and this one is really huge as well, So it's a lot of people are heartbroken at the moment, but the job today is to help you highlight how to check this out and to, manage this a little bit more better, because sometimes somebody says, like a newly married people in love, no matter what you say, your words of wisdom may not cut it. But we'll be back after this break. Join us again.